Right everybody, so I'm in Newcastle, but I'm not going home. I'm here to say the women play first. Right everybody, let's take a look at how Becky Langley's side is shaping up. So in goal, we've got Grace Donnelly. You've got the two centre-backs, which is Emma Wallace and Charlotte Potts. Right back, we've got Millie Bell, who I've never seen play at right back before, and that's because of Daisy Bird being injured. I presume she's injured. Left back, you've got the ever-present Kira Skelton. Shauna, who scored that worldie in St James's Park, is starting this one alongside Beth Guy. In the 10, you've got George Gibson, of course, who scored that other worldie at St James's Park as well. Casey Ellis on the left, and then you've got Lauren Robson on the right, and of course, you've got our number 9, Katie Barker, up top. So I've got myself a tea. Got him a tea. I missed a goal. Yeah, it's your fault, that. It is my fault. I was freezing. But to be fair, you wanted something to eat and drink as well. But no, it was a good goal by Wolves. Intercepted really just on the halfway line. Really, Daisy Bell unfortunately slightly out of position and tries to go for the ball. And Wolves take advantage. And Beth Merrick, who drives in on the left hand side, puts in right foot just on the edge of the box, and it's a great finish. No chance of Grace Donnelly. Even though I think both sides have actually started pretty well, Wolves lead by a goal to nil. That's fine. That's fine.
Goal for Newcastle United women scored by number 11, Casey Elson.
Newcastle have battled in this first half. Wolves nearly scored there, but Newcastle have equalised, as you've just seen. We've got Georgia Gibson, lovely cross. Lovely cross right into the path of Katie Elson, who heads in. And Newcastle, I would say, just about deserve it. Just about deserve it. We also had a lot of possession, but Newcastle have managed to get the equaliser, and probably the sort of response that Becky Langley is certainly looking for as we head into the last 15 minutes before half time. So here at Kingston Park, Newcastle 1, Wolves 1. Unclear. Oh. Just what a save.
Yes! Kingston Park, Newcastle United number 1.
Right, half-time refreshments. Get some chips. I've lost Jonny. I think he's getting some tea, I think. But we'll see him in a few minutes. I found him. He's got exactly the same thing as me. Tea and chips. Must be a Geordie thing.
Never fun. 1 KJ. Yes! That's it. Go, Wolf. Go on, Jay. Great challenge.
defending.
Yes!
Oh well.
Don't know what it is with these YouTubers and coffee dates.
You make one or two for Leeds. So that.
4-1 down. Newcastle's defence is all over the place.
It's a straight red card, you can't do that. Can't do that. It's a green spot, is it?
Penalty misses. Frustration. Shauna's gone flying in. Straight red card. Newcastle down to 10 men. Bit of a disaster, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame actually because Newcastle last 5-10 minutes really get into the game. Obviously, Casey wins the penalty, which was saved from Moses' goalkeeper from Beth Guy, but he had two chances at it. The second one was actually a better penalty. It was just a very, very good save. But the keeper's made a double save as well from Barker and Greenslade. But you know, the red card's a bit disappointing. I don't think Newcastle fans would have liked to see that, but it does show the passion, I suppose, that they want to do well against a team that. A superior team, let's be honest.
We love you, Wolves! Waiting! We love you, Wolves! Waiting! Top up. Into the next round, don't care.
There we go.
Johnny's got his coffee. I'm not used to this cold. I'm not used to this cold.
I am.
I'm not. Just behind me, we've got the Wolves manager who's currently being interviewed, and we are just waiting on Becky to come out so we can have a chat with her.
Becky, commiserations. Can I have an assessment on today's game?
Yeah, I thought we did really well for first 45 minutes. I thought it was a really tight game. We stayed in the game well. Obviously, Casey equalised with a brilliant header, and we felt like we'd have that momentum going into the second half. Girls spoke really positively at half-time. They felt they had the quality to kick on, and then we just didn't get going well enough in that second half. They scored within 6 minutes, and it meant we were on the back foot. So yeah, we've come away really disappointed. Even at 4-1, I felt like if we'd converted the penalty, we would have gained the momentum and the game would have changed again. But yeah, it just wasn't meant to be.
Katie, a difficult afternoon, but you certainly didn't disgrace yourselves. It was a very, very competitive game. How did you see it today?
Tough. It was a tough game, but we gave everything we could, and we expected it to be a tough game. They had a very good result against Sestra, who are obviously in our league, but look, the top of the league above, and we gave all we could. So.
You yourself had a couple of good chances, one just offside, it was very, very close, but the one very, very early on, I think the first minute, even maybe the second minute, it was a bit of a game plan to kind of almost attack their lines down the lines if you can. You always seem to find those pockets of space. Is it more instinct, or is it just something that you've worked on?
A bit of both, like if the ball's got to be played in that area for me to make the run, but I'm always going to make runs, and I think I was quite unlucky. I was a full stretch. There was not much more I could do other than put it in the net, really, but it's good that I'm getting chances like that, and hopefully I'll get more this season.
You're always in the game, and it was very, very competitive. What was said at half-time? What was the instructions that you gave her? Because at 2-1, you certainly went out with the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we've got to remember is that context-wise, is these are a whole division higher than us, and pushing to be top of tier 3. So there was that gap in quality, and they really punish with their finishing when they get into key areas in the attacking third. So that's something for us to learn from. But yeah, at half time we were positive. We felt like the momentum was with us. At times we were the better team, and yeah, the game just ran away from us in that second half, and we've got to reflect on why. Key areas, key little errors that we've made to concede, and not kind of closing on the edge of the box quickly enough to make sure we're getting in front and blocking those long range efforts. And yeah, really disappointed.
When you're taking on teams that are in, say, higher divisions, what do you learn afterwards? I know it's obviously quite difficult. It's only been 20 minutes, half an hour since the game's finished, but what can you take away from against a team like a Wolves, for example?
You can take a lot into it. You know, there's stuff that we need to improve on, and that becomes evident when you play a team that's better. It shows your weaknesses a bit more, so we've got plenty to work on, but we've got a game next week to put it right, so it's perfect timing, really.
It certainly is, and again, the league is always going to be the main objective this season. How have you assessed your performances so far this season? Are you happy where you're at, or do you feel that you could do better? How do you see it right now?
We've had a very good start, but we have dropped points obviously in games where we should have seen them through or whatnot. But it's been a positive start, and we're in a very, very good position to push on forward. Like I say, we've got a game next week, and then we've got all the games after New Year to push and hopefully win this league.
Of course, you're facing a side in a higher division, but what are those subtle differences between, say, a Tier 4 team or to a Wolves team, for example?
Yeah, I think they're probably 18 months ahead of us in terms of the men's club coming on board and supporting them. So we've got a bit of catch up to do with regards to that. But we're probably doing a lot of similar stuff on and off the pitch. We're probably giving the girls the same support that Wolves are. Again, obviously they're a little bit ahead of us in terms of the learning process from that. But I think, you know, they've got quality players. They've got a lot of players who've dropped down from the Championship. Beth Merrick, Amber Hughes, Maz Gauntlet that came on. They've played at that higher level, so they bring that experience into the Tier 3. And obviously they're playing against Tier 4 Newcastle. They brought that extra quality. That
is the ultimate aim, of course, winning the league. Do you feel that when you take on defenders that are in obviously bigger divisions, higher divisions, do you feel that it helps your game because you're actually going to be taking on people that we perceive not as good defenders, and you can use that to your advantage?
Absolutely, that's why games like this are good, and we want to test ourselves against better opposition. Wolves today, the top of the league above us, so it is a challenge. And look, I train with very good players as well. I train against Potsy like week in, week out, so it makes me better, but it makes like Potsy better as well, so it's a good challenge.
You are suffering with a lot of injuries, which has been mentioned throughout the season. Would it have been nice to see maybe your full strength, maybe defence as well, come back against a team like Wolves? Because again, yes, 5-1 might look maybe a difficult scoreline to read, but I don't think there was that much in it at all, really, when you think about it.
No, I think, you know, we were missing Ellie Dobson today, who was poorly, so that was a big, you know, she would have started the games. That was another loss for us, and we have had a tough season with injuries so far, but we're gaining momentum, those players coming back in the new year. So yeah, could have done with a couple more today, coming back from injury a little bit sooner. Obviously having Millie Bell was another boost, but yeah, when we get into the league in 2023, I think we'll be a lot stronger. Just
a word on Potsy, because obviously there was that video after the game at St James where she was quite emotional. She seems to have really taken Newcastle very, very well so far this season. What has she brought to this Newcastle United team?
A lot, leadership. Potsy comes with a lot of qualities. I've known her for quite a few years, and she's a very positive person to have round, and you know, the experience she's gained, she's played top level football, it's really helpful. I'm classed as one of the older players somehow now.
You can't be, surely.
She's a bit older than me, and she gives players like me a lot of sort of useful and helpful information, and she's even a bigger role model for the young players that are younger than me.
And just finally, 2022 has been a fantastic year for Newcastle United women. What do you expect to happen in 2023 for this side?
What I would love to happen is us to be promoted, and you know, we'll give absolutely everything to get there, and that's our main target now. You know, we're sadly out of both the cups, so all focus goes into this league now, and I'd love for it to get promoted.
Just finally, 2022 has been a fantastic season for the women's team.
Yeah.
What will 2023 bring for this side?
I think we're just focusing, as we always say, one game at a time. We just need to keep focusing on how we look to build and how we look to make sure and ensure we get 3 points every Sunday. That's where our passion is. We're driving to win that league, and it's a tough test because other teams are strengthened as well. You've got your Leeds United, you've got your Durham and Sestria, who've now got that WSL Academy programme at Durham, which is obviously strengthening their programme. And Barnsley obviously are doing well in the league, and you know, been tough tests when we've played them previously. So we've just got to keep going, but it's just ensuring consistency, I think, is the biggest thing.
I'm sure you will. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Right, thanks to Jonny for those interviews. Jonny's away home. I'm heading up to pick up my little dog because I haven't seen him for a week, and you can probably tell I am knackered. of all the flying with Saudi. I couldn't help but resist to get some Gregs. Once again, I just want to say thank you to the club for giving us a press pass from myself and Jonny. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Because I know the women and the girls, the players and the media team watch NFTV. So thank you, and we'll try and push the women as ever going forward. Alright, so we've got this little man. I've missed him like crazy. Haven't I? Yes, thank you. So I've got the little man. I'm going to chill because I'm knackered now. Yeah, just chill. I hope you like it. This vlog, everybody. Smash that like. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.